and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today we are gonna dive into some anime again, as you can see by the title. So last year I've done, or was it this year? I don't know, but I've done like a yearly roundup of my favorite anime that I've seen in that year of 2023. And this time I thought that I could tell you about the anime that I'm watching that I have not finished, that I dropped basically, and the like movies and stuff like that that I've seen overall, and my favorites so far. So since I don't really have that much time this year, I am being a little bit more selective with what I give my time to, even though I still end up sometimes watching certain things on like 1.5 speed, which is, but but it doesn't necessarily mean that I don't enjoy something. If I didn't enjoy it at all, like I would completely drop it, which I've done quite a few times now. I just thought that I would share with you what I've been enjoying, what I've been loving, what I didn't love as much, and do that for this first half of the year, let's say. And then do another one for the other half, and possibly a yearly roundup of my favorites. Maybe, we'll see. But that video was very, very long, so if you've seen it, I can leave it in the cards as well, so you can check that out, and we'll see. Also, it's just starting to rain, so if you hear anything, that's probably that. So we're gonna get into the list of mine, and we're gonna start with winter 2024 season. We're gonna go from the ones I have watched and the ones that I have not finished / dropped, and then we're gonna go to spring season of this year and do the same thing. So we're gonna do the ones that I am still watching since the season is still ongoing, and the ones that I already dropped, and the movies that I've seen as well, and the anime that I've just seen this year that didn't start this year necessarily. So the thing is, I'm not sure if these will be all I have seen. I think so, but I have like many anime open to watch and added to watch, and there's a lot of movies that I still want to see, like for example the Fave series. I've seen the anime series, but I haven't seen like the movies, and I really, really wanted to see them. I just don't like make time to do so. There's been a lot going on recently, but we're gonna dive into everything now to not prolong this, let's say. Also, do you like my keyboard? I really like it. Anyway, we're gonna go. I make lists, so hopefully I didn't miss anything, because I started making those because I just like remembering what I've watched. Because there's times when things slip out of your brain and you're like, oh, I don't know if I've seen that, and then you have a list and you can see, oh yeah, I did see that. And sometimes it like just the sheer fact that you read that you've seen something like clicks in your brain as to what it was about and stuff like that. So anyway, now the first one I've seen was Solo Leveling. Now this started out very, very interesting in my opinion, and it was like the first episode was already like so hardcore. There was so much happening. There was a bloodshed, okay? There was just wow, honestly. But that being said, it was a very good pilot episode, and along with that, with each episode, it was getting more fun. It's just that the only thing I didn't really enjoy was the way that the main character had changed looks. And especially, I have noticed this for some reason, that when it's manhwa being done into an anime, the way that they are drawn is just so strange sometimes. And in this case, like, his face, his chin got so long that was just so weird to watch. Just besides the fact that because he was getting stronger, his looks were like changing drastically. Like, he changed drastically. And I get that it was like a thing that was supposed to happen, but it's sort of, I don't know, it was just something that made me lose impact a little bit of this anime, but at the same time, I really enjoyed it. So I would recommend if you're into action anime, Solo Leveling. It's like, you know, dungeons, it's sort of a game, loads of action. You're gonna enjoy it if you like that sort of thing. Yeah, that actually looks pretty nice, but just look at his chin, that's so long. Solo Leveling. Check that out on my anime list if you want to like see what it's exactly about. But yeah, this one I liked, but it wasn't my like top favorite, I wouldn't say. Like, I enjoyed it, but I just, you know, it was fine. Then The Witch and the Beast, and oh my goodness, like when I tell you that I completely forgot that this was supposed to come out as an anime, like I completely forgot. So when I was checking like what was coming out for that season, winter season, I was so shook, positively, and I'm so glad that this got animated. I really enjoyed the manga, and I've read the manga because Storygraph was actually recommending it to me, saying that, oh, you might like this. And I actually did at some point. I started liking it more and more, and now that I've read volume 10, I think after I've seen the anime, or maybe it was still during volume 10, and wow, I enjoyed it so much. And I'm so glad that it got animated, and I hope, fingers crossed, that this will get another season, because it really deserves it, and I really love it, and it was just perfect. I love it so much. This is, let's see, how do they, action fantasy. Can you even see that? I hope you can see that. But this is what that looks like. It was very cool. Oh my god, and Fanora, she's so cool. I forgot the name of the guy though. I'm sorry. They are so freaking cool. And she's so cool as well. She's a witch. And this is like so freaking cool. Because the witches here like have these super cool powers, and when they activate them, they also get like a tattoo of some sort in some cases. In some cases, like, they have these marks that like tell you that they are a witch and stuff like that. It's just so freaking cool. I'm leaving this one. This is a favorite. We're gonna go back to my favorites at the end. Villainess level 99. I may be the hidden boss, but I'm not the demon lord. This was actually a pretty funny anime at times, and I really I really enjoyed the fact that our main character was someone who was wielding dark magic instead of like light magic as it usually would have been, and we followed her story in this different world of the game that the girl who got reborn was actually playing. So this is an isekai, but it was pretty fun, to be honest. Like, it wasn't my favorite, it was pretty nice. And yeah, they even though they showcased the dark magic as something that was quite yucky, the fact that she was wielding it and she wasn't afraid of it, and she used it on other people, but she used it also for like all the good reasons, made it an interesting plot to follow, I think, because that's usually not what you see happening. Usually dark magic is dark magic and it's used for the wrong, whereas she wielded it for good reasons. She just learned this because she had dark hair, which in that world is like, it's a bad omen that you have black hair. It was like pretty solid, I would say. Pretty solid. High reincarnation school fantasy. Pretty nice. And this is like the light magic wielder. This little girl here with pink hair. But yeah, it was pretty fun. And the fact that the main character was also a loner made it a little bit more interesting, because she had like trouble with making friends. Yeah, it was pretty fun. Pretty fun. I would recommend. That was nice. Next one. Dr. Elise, the royal lady with the lamp. I think I started watching this because it just sounded interesting, and I don't think I've ever seen a sort of more medical anime before. I've only seen I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, but that's not actually again medical anime. It's just that the main character is sick. But like this one is a doctor. She is a doctor, and she's like a genius of some sorts because of all the knowledge that she gained in other life, and now being like reborn back into this life. So it's again an isekai with medical stuff. It was pretty nice. Like it wasn't my favorite in the sense that there was just, even though there were things happening, it was like sort of just mid for me. Medical, reincarnation, fantasy, romance. Oh, it's actually based on a web manga. But yeah, that was pretty cool. And the romance was alright. Like, it was okay. Nothing super special. Didn't really leave an impact on me much as a whole. Next up, we have Mr. Villain's Day Off. Now, this I have started, it was like, what am I even watching? Like, what even is this? And this is just about a villain who lives his days off, and we follow him as he does that. And he is obsessed with pandas as well, because they are cute. Because pandas are cute. Just that. And it's just such a funny concept that at first I was really taken aback by what I was like starting, what I was watching. But at the same time, like, it was just so comforting and easy and light that I just wanted to watch it further. And I did. And I finished this season. It was pretty fun, to be honest. And I think I've seen this manga actually on the app that I read some of the manga on, called Manga App. Like, app. And yeah, it surprisingly, at times it was pretty funny. At times it was like pretty, like trying to get pretty deep. And it was just, yeah, it was very, very fun. Also, the other people on here, they are literally Power Rangers. Literal Power Rangers. Which was surprisingly also kind of fun to see. Like, pretty great. There were cats as well, which was very fun. There were many pandas. There were kids that were like pretty okay. The stories were pretty nice as well. So in the end, pretty solid. Not a favorite though. Then we have Shaman King Flowers, which is sort of a continuation of like the normal Shaman King. If you know me, or like, did I talk about this before? I definitely like love the original Shaman King, and I don't mean the remake that they've done. I mean like the original. The remake was also very good, but like that's something that I grew up on, and I was obsessed. Okay, I was obsessed with that one anime. Like that anime really like I carried that anime with me, because there's a lot about it that like still defines my tastes, and it was just so good for me, in my opinion. I know that a lot of people don't agree, but I really loved it. And now this Shaman King Flowers is actually continuation of that in a sense, because this follows kid of Yo and Anna, who is called Hana, by the way. And he's also got Amidamaru, obviously. There's a lot of kids showing up of the other characters from Shaman King, which is very cool. And Flowers is basically about like them creating teams to fight in a competition. So it's sort of like similar concept to the first Shaman King, but the contest is called Flowers Maze, I believe, or something of that sort. Yeah, it was very fun to see, especially that Hannah was actually growing up alone, so that was very sad. And he never really had friends, so the fact that he's gaining like some new friends because of this thing that is upcoming is very, very cool. And there's a lot of yelling in this. Like, he yells so much that is just so annoying. I noticed that that's one thing that really like grinds my gears at times when I watch something and they just yell all the time. And there's actually one anime where that happens from this spring season, which I'm gonna get to, and you're gonna know what I mean. You maybe already know what I mean, but still, I did enjoy it. It's not as good as the original Shaman King, in my opinion. It's definitely still giving similar vibes. So, action, adventures, supernatural, superpowers. It's shonen. Yeah, it was pretty nice. And I think we're not gonna get a continuation because I believe that the manga actually stopped where this anime has stopped. So I think it's on indefinite hiatus, or as in it's never gonna continue. So I'm not really sure. But I mean, I don't really mind. I was kind of interested when I've seen that this was a thing, but I don't really mind like not getting more. I feel like I'm good just having my little original Shaman King. So, a Happy Marriage. This was an OVA, I believe. Yeah, it was. Fantasy, romance. This was basically about this ball that they went to, I think. Yeah, I think it was in the last episode or something, and they were going, like, this was Mia's first outing with Kyoka, and yeah, it was about that in the event. So it was like an additional episode, I guess. It was okay. Like, there's times when the character design is not like the best, it's not the prettiest, I would say, for something that's supposed to be very, very pretty. Like, oh my god. The seventh time loop, guys. I cannot, okay? I have all of the light novels of this after seeing this anime. Because did I start them already? No, I haven't. But am I super, super curious what's going to happen next? Yes, I am. Because this romance and this entire thing was perfection to me. Like, I loved it so much. And the main character, the girl, she was so, so cool. Like, she wasn't some sort of like, typical annoying main character girl who couldn't handle herself or whatever. But she also wasn't like stuck up to the point that, oh yeah, she can do everything and anything. It was like this very nice balance, even though she knew how to do a lot of things because this was her 7th time being reborn. So she was choosing her path, a different path every single time that she was reborn. And this time she chose to get married to this man who is technically an enemy. He is technically an antagonist. But this is so good. Like, this was so good. Like, I can't. I was literally kicking my feet at some point. There was an episode where they were on a balcony, and oh my goodness, that scene where she was like talking to him. I was just so done. I was so dead over that. I was kicking my feet, literally, okay? This is perfect, like, to me. That's like, come on. This is so good. Like, I cannot believe. It's so good. I'm so happy that this got made into anime and I've like seen it and found it. And I do hope that they are going to make more because I need more. Okay, I need more in my life. This romance was perfection. Perfection. I loved it so much. Fantasy romance, time travel. Just so good. So good. Now on to my dropped anime. First one, we have The Foolish Angel Dances with the Devil. This was just not for me. Like, at all. Why? Why? It was just so weird. And just, like, I don't know, something about them is just not giving. It's something about this is just not giving. I think that you can make something that's, like, funny, and there's one anime this season that I think does that very well, and that's something that I wish that this had done somewhat, where like the demons and the other main character who's like an angel, obviously, because it has to be an angel, like have this cool, funny bond. But in this case, I just feel like something was off, like something didn't work, and it was just a very weird plot, in my opinion. So I dropped it. I didn't waste time for that. Comedy, supernatural. Yes, it's supposed to be funny. It wasn't that funny. I'm sorry. Mythology, romantic subtext, school, seinen. Yeah, it's just, it wasn't giving. I'm sorry. It's just not for me. The other one that I dropped is The Unwanted Undead Adventurer, which was, well, this was interesting at first, but then I realized I'm not really interested in watching someone be a zombie and try to become whatever else. I don't know, a better zombie, or maybe come back to being human. I don't know, but it was just not my vibe, so I dropped it like right away. I don't know if like any of these two gets better. If they do, and you've seen them, like you can tell me, and I might give them another chance. But I just, yeah, nah, it wasn't for me. I'm sorry. Action, adventure, fantasy. It seems like a very cool concept, but it just wasn't giving. I'm sorry. Okay, and now, spring season of this year, right now. And we are starting out with an anime that I've seen when I was still in my hometown. And this came out on Netflix, and this is the Grimm Variations. This is basically based on the Grimm fairy tales, but like the real ones, not the ones that were made for kids. And it's like variations of that. And actually, some of the episodes were like a complete slay. I loved it so much. Some were super cool. Some left you a little bit confused, like you had to think a lot about what had happened. But all of them were a slay. Like truly very good. I really enjoyed it, and I kind of wish there were like more episodes, but at the same time, like I feel pretty good about the stories that were chosen. And there's a few, like for example, the town musician of Bremen, that was a very good one. The main character there, the girl, chef's kiss, she slayed. That was so good. Pied Piper of Hamelin was pretty good, a little bit messed up, but very good. I think that the last two ones were possibly my fave ones. So this one, The Elves and the Shoemaker, I believe this was about an author who was like, when he got drunk, he wrote stories, and you never actually found out what was that about, really. It was a very good one as well, but that's the one where the ending left me like pondering what actually happened, you know? And it was the same for my family, because I've seen that with my family. I think the Town Musicians of Bremen, Pied Piper of Hamelin, and I think maybe Hansel and Gretel were pretty sci-fi, I would say, which was an interesting concept to see. It was pretty sad, to be honest. Little Red Riding Hood, that was very interesting. That was interesting. Cinderella was also pretty cool. I think the last two episodes were actually my faves because of how the stories were made. So yeah, this I think I'm gonna leave as my favorites. And the next one, we have Windbreaker. This is actually the one anime that I've started like not so long ago. It was one of the last ones that I have started when I was just finally catching up on the spring season things that I wanted to see. And when I tell you that I didn't expect to like it as much, I really mean it. Because I was like, I even posted that on my Instagram story where I said, I'm not sure if this is for me, but at the same time, cool. This main character yells so freaking much. Like, he just doesn't shut up. And whenever he speaks, it seems like he just goes to yell. And I'm just like, that's one thing that really annoys me. But at the same time, like my friend said, oh my god, I was talking to my friend on Instagram, and she was like, that this guy is basically like my two faves from Jujutsu Kaisen in one. And that's Fushiguro and Gojo. And I was like, no, nah. But then I was like, oh, maybe? But there's the teacher here that is basically Gojo. Like, he is just like, they could be twins, okay? They're the same person. And I know that happens a lot. Like, I know, because the concept of that sort of thing, like, it's in so many other anime. And I know that. But there's just some where you cannot escape the comparison because they seem like it was copied to dot, like literally the same, okay? But something about this, now that I think about it, and about the main character, is like giving, like, wow, like I like it for some reason. I don't know why, because I really didn't think that this was going to be something that I would enjoy as much. But now that I think about this main character, Sakura, I'm just like, well, maybe? Because for some reason, now I look at it and I kind of, like, I think about it and I like it. And I had the same thing happen with Unlimited Blade Works when I was watching that. After I finished the season of anime, I was like, liking it more and more with the time that went on when I was thinking about it versus when I was just watching it, which is a very interesting thing to happen. And I have the same thing with this, so I kind of like it more as time goes on. Also, this character is also very cool. Like the eye patch, it's kind of giving. I kind of like it, and it's sort of like very calm. But also, like, I don't want to give too much away, actually. But, like, he just hides a lot of power behind that calm facade, let's say. He's very cool. Also, this is, like, the teacher. He's literally Gojo. Like, please. Please. He is. I'm sorry for the comparison. I'm really sorry. I know that this is probably getting boring because, like, I do that a lot. But, like, sorry. Also, how, like, in the world could you hate on that when he looks so cool with the fact that he's, like, got different sides, like, different colored eyes and hair, naturally? How can you make fun of that? That's, like, so freaking cool. And he's the coolest. So, basically, I thought that this wouldn't be for me, but it ended up being for me very, very much. So, yeah, that. Windbreaker. Very cool. The concept is sort of like, I don't really know what to think about the concept, to be honest with you. Because it's just fights and protecting the city or whatever. And that's where the conflict is for me, because I just don't know why I like it. Like, what, like, I don't know if I like that sort of concept, because all they do is fight. And I'm like, that's fine. But at the same time, I just feel at times that this is like too much fighting and I want some more plot. But we are given the plot, breadcrumbs and stuff, and it's good. I'm just so conflicted. But at the same time, now that I think about it, like, that I haven't seen an episode, I'm excited to see another episode because I'm excited to see these characters again. And especially the main one. I don't know. But I like it. Is this going to be my favorite? It's a possible favorite. Is it? I don't know. It's action. Themes, delinquents, school. Yeah. I don't know, Jesus. But it's made by Cloverworks as well. One thing that I really, really love about it, actually, is the way that they animate it. Like, some of the animations are so freaking cool. Like, we have these behind the shoulder shots, we have these through the eyes shots where you can even, like, see the hair and stuff like on the eyes, and it's sort of like you're looking through them. And just some of the things look so freaking cool. Like they are so smooth and just so good, so well made. I really love it. And yeah, Cloverworks made The Promised Neverland, Spy Family, which I've seen, Crimea, Windbreaker. Next up, my goodness, I didn't know that Spice and Wolf was so much fun. I know there's an old version and this is the new one, so I'm watching the new one for now, but I have the old one open to watch as well. But oh my goodness, when I tell you that I went straight ahead after the episode before last one to look at the manga because I wanted to see what was going to happen with Lawrence and Holo. I spoiled myself, I did, but I felt it coming, but at the same time, like, I don't really care for spoilers because that doesn't take away from, like, the impact that things have on me. And this, like, I love it so much. I love it so much. And put me in, because I'm not sure if I've spoken about the music in Windbreaker. It actually is so good. I watched the episode yesterday, actually, since everything, like, literally came out yesterday. Like, somehow Thursday is my day of, like, having many anime come out. The music was so much fun, and the plot is getting a little bit better as well as we go on. It gets a little bit more, like, into human nature, let's say. And I just, yeah, I don't really, I can't tell you why I like the main character, but I do, despite his yelling all the time. So that says something, okay? Yeah, it's so much fun. Like I said, I think I said it, the animation is like very, very cool as well. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Now back to the past me. It's perfection. It's perfect. Do I understand what's happening in the business side? No. Not really. Do I care? Not really. But like, I live for the vibes of this. It's perfect. It's honestly so good, and Holo is the cutest, and now I understand why my brother really loved the old anime of this, and he really, like, Holo is one of his favorite characters ever, and I can relate because she's now my fave as well. Like, love her. Just look at it. It's, oh, I love it so much. So yeah, Spice and Wolf, very, very cool. Like, it's great. Perfection. Oh, it's storming again. Spice and Wolf. It's definitely a fave. Like, no other words needed. It's a fave. Now, this. I don't know why I decided to start this. I think it's just like the demons and elves, and I like fantasy, you know? An Archdemon's Dilemma, How to Love Your Elf Bride. It just sounded fun when I read the synopsis, I believe, or even just the title, I'm not sure. It's actually something that I think a lot of people would enjoy because it's actually funny and it balances things very well where it's not cringe. It's just funny. It's not funny because it's cringe, it's just funny. And the romance is like, okay, it's maybe not my like favorite because this is like the typical thing where the elf girl is just getting like all blushy because she likes him all the time, and that's like, it's fine, but I sort of think that sometimes that's a bit much to show, as in, like, when you show it too much, it just gets a little bit boring. Sorry. And it's just kind of like, that's sort of the thing that becomes cringe, but this has this cool balance where she's also super, super strong. He's super strong. There's a kid that shows up that's a dragon, actually, and it's just a pretty nice concept so far. It's something that you would watch just leisurely without the need of using your brain too much, really. There's that. This is fantasy, action, romance. Is this a favorite though? No. No, it's not. Okay, then we have Unnamed Memory, which I didn't really know what to expect from this, but it started out pretty fun, as in there was a guy who wanted to break a curse that was cast on him, and so he went to a witch's tower where he had to fight on every single level in order to get to her so that she could grant his wish. And I think this is again a case where his grandfather, I believe, was one of the other ones who managed to fight the entire tower and like get to the wish, and he was also interested in her romantically, I believe. And now this guy is the same, which is a little bit strange when you think about it. But at the same time, like, she's actually helping him break this curse that is on him, and like, that's fine, but he's being very pushy about the fact that he wants her as his wife, which is fine, but at the same time, like, just please stop. Besides that, it's a pretty typical concept, I guess. It's just like, you know, a kingdom, witches, fights, that sort of thing. There you go, this is our main character, male character. The witch's power are pretty cool as well, but I just it's kind of funny to me. They actually do it in a way where like someone talks back to her and she only like looks at them, and those eyes are supposed to be scary, but they're not very scary. And that's one thing that like kind of ticks me off, because like they think that she's just some little witch or whatever, right? And she's lived for so long, and she's like the strongest witch ever. She's just sort of trying to have this aura of being strong and so, you know, powerful at those times, but it doesn't really come off as that when you watch it, which is like only one thing that I've noticed. And besides that, it's a pretty nice watch. Again, something where you can just chill and watch it, not really think too much. There's like these mini arcs, I would say, that are happening, and yeah, it's okay. I like the character design as well. So, adventure, fantasy, romance. Oh, based on a light novel. Good to know. Then we have A Condition Called Love. I don't know if you can see that. You probably can't really see this super well, but I am very conflicted about, because it's, on one hand, it's a pretty like nice love story to follow from the female main character perspective, but from the other perspective, the male main character is very possessive. He's really intense, and he's just like obsessed, I would say. And watching him and watching this anime, this is really giving me flashbacks to something. And I know what those sort of people are like. And it's just like, whenever I watch it and I see it, I just like, my goodness, I get flashbacks right away, and it's crazy. So crazy. So I would say that like it's okay, and it's definitely the sort of thing where I want to read the manga to see what happens next. The cute moments are very cute, and you can get caught up in this and think that this is like very sweet and very cute, and like the romance is very nice. But at the same time, like, if you've had an experience with someone who was that intense in whatever sense, like, you know, well, it's boring. You know just how hard it is to deal with those sort of people on a daily basis, let's say. And he really is that sort of person that would be like around you and only you, because he doesn't need anybody else all the time. I didn't think that I would ever see something that was depicted so well that I also had like a small experience of in my own life. Like, it was just so odd, but at the same time, like I said, it's just something that I kind of want to read and see what it's like. And so I do have the manga to read of this, and I do plan on doing that whenever I have a little bit more time. Pure romance, It's a shoujo. I don't know, it's like the art overall reminds me a little bit of Skip and Loafer, which is very cool because I really liked Skip and Loafer, and in that sense it's very cool. The animation is also very nice. I like seeing where this is going. I like seeing the way that he is changing, and I'm very curious where this is going to go and how his character is going to progress and how he's going to evolve and like who he's going to become. There's that. Hotaru is the cutest, and there's this guy who's called, was it Yao? I think his name is Yao. He's very, very cool as well. And I'm sort of sad that she chose Hananoi, but obviously like Hananoi is our main character as well. Then we have Black Butler, Public School arc. I was excited for this actually, because I've seen like everything, I think, everything that has come out from Black Butler. I still have to read the manga, but I was pretty excited to see another thing being made into anime from Black Butler, because I really, really enjoyed this series actually. It's very, very cool. And yeah, the public school arc is basically Shiel going to a public school where he needs to unravel a mystery that the queen left for him, basically. She wrote him a letter and he now needs to, you know, go undercover and investigate a little bit. So Sebastian is also there, but he plays the role of a teacher somehow. So far, very, very good. Like, I really enjoy it. I'm glad that this got made into another anime. It sort of reminds me a little bit with all the houses of Harry Potter, because it is just sort of, you know, the colors, the vibes and stuff like that. They're just called a little bit different, but it's just, you know, the inspo was probably there. It's very cool, though. Like, it's pretty freaking nice. So there's that. Obviously, Shiel and Sebastian. Pretty cool. I'm very excited to see what's gonna happen later, because this mystery is actually pretty interesting. So excited to see this. You probably know and have heard of Black Butler, so this is just like another thing that's happening in the world. Action, fantasy, mystery, historical, mythology, and school. It's a shonen. Very nice. I'm gonna leave that as a favorite, I think, for now. Next one, studio apartment, good lighting, angel included. Now this one, I actually didn't like really know what to expect exactly. Once I started watching it, I really liked the main character, and I love how the plot had like progressed. I love where this had gone, and I don't know, there's just something about it that's like so light and actually funny, and the characters are super likable, because there are some that like, to me, induce cringe, and when I feel like that cringe or something, I just know that like that's not the vibe for me. But at the same time, like, this has this great balance that I talk about all the time with like romance anime, because there's just some where I'm gonna like be very much into romance, very much into the comedy that is happening and stuff like that, and this has got like that sort of thing where it's just done so well. And the main character is like really great at being the main character, you know? I don't know, it's very, very fun. And the group of friends that is showing up around him, even though that it's all girls so far, also very, very cool. And yeah, it's just, it's a pretty nice concept. An angel was sent to the earth to like learn from humans, I guess, observe humans and stuff like that. And she ended up sleeping on our main character's balcony. And then she started living with him and basically taking care of him. Sort of similar concept to like the Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten anime. It's just that this is an actual angel, and there was a girl that everybody called Angel. You know? And they didn't live together, and here they just live together all the time. But yeah, it's very nice. Like, this is the sort of thing that I would recommend, like, everyone, because I wouldn't worry that, like, it's just something that you might not like, because the comedy is actually, like, very, very nice and funny. It's just done very well, and it looks very pretty as well. This is comedy, romance, supernatural. Do I leave it as a fave? I don't know. For now, I'm not. Hello everyone. So hopping in again because I actually realized I haven't spoken about one anime, and that anime is the salad bowl of Eccentrics. I realized that yesterday when I was laying in bed and I was like watching something. I think I was watching this actually, and I was like, but did I ever mention this? And I didn't think I have. And turns out that I did, in fact, miss it when I was opening like every single other anime. And somehow, when I looked on my list, like I thought that I said everything. So I haven't. And this is what I'm talking about. It's basically an anime, sort of an isekai, where a girl comes into a normal world, like modern day Japan, and she falls on this one guy who is a detective, and he takes her in because she's a child, obviously, and he sort of helps her, and she starts reading the Detective Conan manga, and she gets into that so much that she starts to help this guy, the detective, and it's actually like so much fun to watch. There's also a knight who protected this girl before, and she followed this girl because she's a princess in that other world. And it's just so much fun. Like, it's so funny. It kind of, like, with the vibes, it kind of reminds me, the comedy and everything, of the Demon Dilemma, How to Love Your Elf Bride, as well as the Angel one, the studio lighting, whatever Angel included. It's so cool. Like, it's so much fun. I totally recommend this one as well. Now back to the past me. Vampire Dormitory. Oh my god, this I'm on the fence about completely dropping, actually, because as much as it's like, it interested me because I thought that it was going to be more about like vampires actually, and this is more about this girl pretending that she's a boy and this guy thinking that she's a guy, and so he takes her as her, whatever it was called, to drink blood from her / him. And now she's pretending all the time to be a guy, but at the same time she wants the guy to see her / him as a girl. And it's just so odd. Like, I don't know. I did spoil myself a little bit and seen a few chapters of the manga, which was fine, but at the same time, like, I know what's going to happen. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. And the last episode actually ended with something that made me want to check what's going to happen next. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like, I expected something different. I expected like this to be very much supernatural, kind of dark vampire thing, like mystery or something like that. And this is more of the like romance side of things, I guess. And it's just, as much as it's nice at times, I don't vibe with this like 100% of the time. Her / him, this red-haired one, I just, there's moments when I like her, and there is moments where I'm just so done with her. I feel like there's more moments where I'm done, which isn't exactly a good thing. So, and this dude, he's our main character as well, Ruka. He is a vampire, obviously, and he feeds off of her, thinking that she's a boy, but he's falling for her / him. Just that he's also just, like, I don't know, the vampires here are not what I thought that they would be, basically. I thought that it would be, like, very, like I said, just, like, much darker and deeper. Like, I don't know. I expected something else, and I think that's the problem. And this is the other guy, Ben, who's a dampier. And I actually do root for him because he's like, he's just different. Made to be a villain, obviously, but he's not. And he hates vampires, even though he's half a vampire, but he hates them because of his reasons that we find out in the anime, I'm not gonna say. But like, he's just more interesting than anybody else in this anime. I like him the most, but I'm close to dropping this, but I think I'm just gonna finish it. Next, Tadaima Okaeri. Tried. I really did try. And at first I thought, oh yeah, this could be cute. But the further I watched, the more episodes I've seen, I was just like, nah, this isn't for me. And there was some sort of like alpha talk and like omega or beta, I don't know. And I was like, what does that mean? And so I checked, and it turns out that this whole alpha, beta, omega sort of thing is a thing on its own, and it's like just something. I don't know. I can't remember exactly. I did read about it, and yeah, this is sort of based on that. And basically, like, here, omega or beta can get pregnant, and it doesn't matter what sort of gender they are and stuff like that. And yeah, I just I tried to watch it. I think I've seen like 4 episodes or something, possibly, before dropping it, but it just wasn't for me. Like, something wasn't sitting right. I don't know. I think that the alpha beta thing is not really for me, or maybe it just isn't for me at the moment. If you're into that sort of thing, like, this was pretty nice, like pretty sweet. Just like, you know, kids and stuff. Very much family based. I thought that it would be, again, something else that turned out to be. Genres: boys love, slice of life, childcare sort of thing. Oh yeah, we are on my dropped territory. I don't know if I've said that, but we are on my dropped territory. The next one that I've dropped actually is Astronaut. I thought that this was going to be completely different than it turned out to be. I dropped it after just 1 episode, but I did try to like it. It's a sort of sci-fi that I'm not really into. I don't think I'm into sci-fi in general. And the way that this is drawn isn't really my favorite either. Like, I don't really like this sort of, can you see that? If I get out of it. Like, this sort of thing is not my favorite at all. So I just dropped it. Like, it just wasn't for me. It was odd, to say the least, even after that 1 episode, so I just dropped it. Not much more to say because I don't know what it's really about, but yeah, not really for me. Comedy, romance, sci-fi. Oh yeah, the comedy wasn't really funny in my opinion. Not my sort of humor. So this is actually a recent drop. Grandpa and Grandma turn young again. This actually was a pretty nice watch at first. It was like sort of interesting to see like how this concept was going to go. It was fun to see at first, but there's just also certain things about the animation that I don't really like, the character design specifically, and like, as much as the concept is very, very cute, and that's why I wanted to watch it, it felt like this wouldn't be it for me, and so I just dropped it to not waste precious time, I guess. But yeah, I would recommend it if you're into that sort of thing. Like, they are just basically doing things that they couldn't do when they were young, now that they could turn from old to young. And like, people accepted the fact that they changed into the younger versions of themselves very, very quickly, which was also super weird. But yeah, there isn't like really like any element to this where people will be like, how did that happen? Like, why are you young again? It's just sort of like, oh yeah, okay, well then you're young, and they are like doing their own thing. And so in that sense, it's very light, it's very much slice of life. Comedy, romance, supernatural. It's a web manga. Yeah, but it was pretty okay. I just don't really want to watch it further. So, now, we are on to the things I've just seen this year. And the Frieren is actually one of the most recent anime that I've seen and watched, like, completely binged. And I am in love. I am in love with Frieren. Like, this anime, oh my god. Like, I want to read the manga, I want to read everything that they have, I want to watch everything that they have. It started out so slow that, like, I started it last year because my brother recommended it to me, that it was just so good. I started it then, but after a few episodes, because it was just so slow, very much a slow burn, I stopped, and I was just, you know, I got busy and stuff like that, so I didn't really have time to continue until recently. And I decided to continue because I actually stopped at one of the, like, better episodes where Stark was actually joining Fern and Frieren. And oh my goodness, when I tell you, everything from that episode onwards, just perfection. It was perfection. I am obsessed with these characters. I am obsessed with the plot. I am obsessed with, like, everything about this. The animation, like the fights, the way that Frieren at times was showing up, like, oh my god. When she was, this is a spoiler, so, like, sorry, but when she was fighting herself in that dungeon, and she showed up from, like, behind, because she was working with Fern, oh my god, there were just some scenes that were such a slay. I loved it so much. This is a 10 out of 10 sort of thing for me, and I'm just so glad that I ended up, oh my gosh, I'm just so glad that I ended up watching this when I did and getting so obsessed about this. I already have all the manga to read, so I'm gonna be doing that at some point, and I'm just super excited. I really enjoyed it so much. And it's just so beautiful too. I love it. I love the art style, I love the animation, I love everything about this. It was just pure perfection. This is adventure, drama, fantasy. Just so good. Like, come on. Perfection. Love it. Next one. This I actually talked about in my video for last year already, even though I started it, I think, possible that I started it this year. Wow. Yeah, this is the Apothecary Diaries, and this, another thing that I really want to read. I have the manga and light novels to read. I haven't done that just yet, but, like, the truth is that I have finished it this year only, but I already knew when I was filming the other video about anime that I would love it, and that's why I included that back then. Mao is like a fave main character. I need to close the window because you can probably hear me. Is that better? Hopefully. Anyway, Mao is like one of my top favorite characters ever, like female characters ever. She's brilliant. This concept overall is brilliant, and I really loved the mystery, the thickery, the vibes. It just all worked so well together. The characters are very, very cool, and I just did it to the fullest. Like, it was so good. The vibe was perfect. I really loved the setting of it as well. Just so good. This is drama, mystery, historical, and medical. It's just so cool. I'm really excited for this to get another season. A fave, for sure. I need to do, like, some sort of, I don't know, journal spread or something for, like, my favorite anime and just print out the covers or something. I don't know. I kind of want to do that. Very fun. This is, like, perfection. Truly recommend this. 10/10. Did I say that? I don't know. I'm gonna say it again. It's a 10/10. Now, this was Frieren, Beyond Journey's End mini anime. I actually watched this after seeing Frieren, and it was just like a fun 1 minute, minute and a half sort of episode. They were like pretty chill and fun. That's all. That was very nice. Just a little addition to everything, you know. Lastly, but never least, Spy Family. Code White. This is actually a movie that I've seen in the cinema. It was so much fun. Like, when I tell you that this was super, super funny, like, it was so funny. I don't know how they do it, but the jokes in Spy Family always hit. Like, the humor is just perfection. The characters, obviously, perfection. The mission in this one, very, very cool. I loved the way that everybody got involved, yet no one, like, questioned anything at all. But at the end of the day, it was just like, you know, the power of family, of being a family, and it was just such a fun experience. I really, really loved it, and I loved seeing anime in the cinema, and that's definitely not going to be the last one that I've seen. I literally went like a day after it premiered in Poland, and it's just perfection. Love Spy Family so much. Also, sorry that I can't really show you this better, but yeah, I'm doing what I can with what I have. So there's that, and it's also my favorite right now. So this video was also very long, so I'm happy that I haven't decided to make this a yearly thing, because that will be like even longer. But yeah, so my favorites for now, for May 23rd, 2024, are Witch and the Beast, Seventh Time Loop, The Grimm Variations, Windbreaker, for now. Like, we'll see. But I think that just because I kind of grew fond of the main character, it's gonna be a favorite. So, and it's not because my friend said that he reminds her of my faves from Jujutsu. It's just because he's actually like pretty nice. He just yells a lot. Fight and Wolf, the new version. The old one, we'll see if I watch. And when I do, we'll see if I liked it just as much. Probably, because I just heard that it's pretty nice. This just follows the manga a little bit more. Butler, the public school arc. Frieren, The Apothecary Diaries. This I just left because it's part of Frieren, but like, you know. And Spy Family Code White. And that is it for this video. I hope that you got some recs, perhaps, maybe. If you've got like tastes similar to mine, I feel like you might love these just as much as I do. And so I wanted to share these. I wanted to share this with people who are having a hard time choosing what to watch this season or this year throughout the seasons. That's that. I hope that you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed filming it, because I love talking about anime. I've actually been thinking about doing like sort of a series called, this is just a title in progress, Talk Anime to Me, where I would talk about a certain anime that would be chosen for said like video slash episode, and it will be dedicated only to this thing. And like, I could answer questions, I could go for like discuss plot, discuss like what I think is going to happen, and like possibilities and stuff like that. It was just a thought that I had in my mind. It would sort of be like a podcast, I guess, because I would be literally just blabbing on and on about anime. But I mean, what's better than this? You know? So I was thinking about doing that. Let me know if this would be something that you would love to see, because I can do that. And I think even if you don't let me know, I still might do that. But do let me know if you would love this sort of idea. But for now, I hope that you got some inspo. I hope that you're going to see some of these. If you've seen some of them already, you can let me know what you think, what you thought. And yeah, just let's chat in the comments. If you have anything to say, please, let's chat. I would love to. And if you have any recs for me, please go ahead and recommend some stuff if you think that I would like them based on what I posted here as well as what I posted the last time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. You can give it a thumbs up so I know that you enjoyed it, and so I know to create more content of this sort for you. You can subscribe to my channel also not to miss anything of this sort. I'm gonna see you soon in my next video. Love you so much. Bye!